cool.
Podcasts, merch, and blogs. This is the Rebel Yell Podcast, supported by MK Window Cleaning and Price Jones Electrical.
Episode 7 of the Rebel Yell podcast for the 2025 for the first time, and the 20. That makes no sense, does it, Spencer? No, I just completely can't. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Happy 2025.
I think that's what I was meant to say. 2025, but it's episode 7 of the 24-25 season, sponsored by MK Window Cleaning, Price Jones Electrical. Spencer and I are here in the 1886 bar at Woodside Road for the first time.
Look at us, eh?
Have we got your prawn sandwich, mate? No, Keith, where's the prawn sandwiches? I thought we were going to get that.
It's rather smart, isn't
It's
it?
quite smart in here. And Jacco's not here in person, but the wonders of technology and the equipment bought from the Sports Association for us to do this podcast. Jacco is in an old people's home.
I am.
And I'm not taking a mick, am I? Because you actually are in an old people's home right now, aren't you?
I think they call it a care home these days. Yeah, I'm away from work for a couple of days.
We're in the 1886 that smells of fresh wood.
Yeah.
Can you describe the smell we are, Jacco?
It smells like paint because it's brand new.
Oh, I think he meant to say deadwood, didn't
not
he?
the answer I was expecting.
Yeah, he was saying that. There we go. But, well, how was your Christmas, chaps?
Yeah, all good. Lots of football.
There was a hell of a lot of football in December, wasn't there?
Lots to talk about.
Hell of a lot to talk about. I think firstly we touched on thanks for those that came to the Rebel Yell Podcast Live. We had our second podcast. I think it ran better than the first one. The sound quality was much better, I think, from the crowd was saying.
Yeah, it's really good. It feels like a lifetime ago.
It really does. It was just...
It feels like last year.
There's always one. There's memes for people like you on the internet.
I know.
No, what was it? 2nd of December, I think it was, wasn't it? It does feel like a lifetime ago. And, I think there's been so much going on, not only just Christmas and New Year and, FA Trophy controversy, which we'll touch on later, and lots of wins, a couple of draws, but and a goodbye to a legend. I think the only word that can say is legend of Worthing FC. Kane Wills has departed the club and put on a red shirt for the final time, guys. And we're speaking to him later on in the podcast, but sad to see him go because he's going to be a big miss, isn't he?
Will be a big miss. Obviously, Saturday was a little bit of a different story. First game post Kane.
Yeah.
No, he'd be missed massively on the pitch and off the
He will be missed because obviously, he's got lots of experience, and I think, he always, whatever you need in a team, you need somebody with experience, like Wills has.
Yeah.
So he will be a miss. But good luck to him, and his family. I think we've done it for the right reasons.
Yeah, I think he's a lot warmer right now than we are in here because I think I forgot to turn the heating on. It's probably cold. It's probably warmer outside than it is in here right now, big room. Jacco, I've got something to ask you. What were you doing at about 10 to 10 on Saturday? Why were you plugging our podcast on BBC Radio Sussex? I've forgotten about it already. Just tossed off the show. Just one of my many talents.
I was only on the BBC.
I was doing an interview with BBC Sussex about Worthing and the game that day.
You'll be pleased to know, Jacco, I've got the sound clip right now. So we're going to listen to you on BBC Radio Sussex.
He stitched you right up, mate.
Here we go. Here's Jacco on BBC Radio Sussex.
On the BBC Sounds app, on your smart speaker,
Play BBC Radio Sussex.
and on your radio.
The sound of Sussex is
BBC Radio Sussex.
Our fan on the show, though, this morning is Jacco Mulder, who is a Worthing FC fan and is going to this afternoon's home game against Torquay. Morning to you, Jacco.
Good morning, Mark. How are you?
I am very well. Gosh, you're a brave soul. I mean, football fans do travel whatever the weather, but it's going to be blooming cold down in Torquay.
Oh, no, it's a home game, so playing in
A
Worthing.
home game, I beg your pardon. So it's still going to be cold,
That's
but
right.
it's not going to be quite as cold, mate.
It's still going to be cold. Yeah, you're correct. But, dress up warm and hopefully the football will entertain us today.
Yeah, I have to say, I think what I was thinking about was the fact a few years ago for this radio station, another of the local football sides had a bit of an FA Cup run, and they said to me, go and present this show from Torquay, and I was stood on the seafront at 6 o'clock one winter's morning, absolutely freezing my bits off. Anyway, that's a memory from years gone by. How are we thinking about Worthing's chances today?
Oh, it's going to be a tough game. I think, first of all, we've been very lucky that we can play the game because we lost the previous round and we got reinstated because our opponents fielded an electoral play in the previous round. It's a bit controversial that we're there. A lot of people are unhappy about it, but it is what it is. It's going to be a tough game because Torquay are top of the league. We played both in the same league. But the first time we played the season in Torquay, it was 2-1 to Torquay. It was a really good game, very close, and we were unlucky. But I think it's going to be a tough game, and I reckon it's only going to be a 1-0 win for Worthing today.
You're going for a 1-0 win for Worthing? You reckon despite everything, we can do it?
I think we can do it. I think we proved when we play the bigger teams, the top teams, we always seem to turn up like we did on Boxing Day against Dorking Wanderers with a 2-1 win. So I think we can do it.
And I know from my friend Simon Jenkins, who's always telling me about Worthing FC and the loyal fan base, you've got one of the best bunches of fans around, haven't you?
I would say that we have got the best fans, obviously. But yeah, there have been people there. They've been there for 10, 15 years, and they say the club almost got under till George Dowell came in and saved their club, really. But, we're doing really well. And I think the fan base is growing, especially after last season. The documentary was made about George. I think they brought new people to the club and also younger people. So I think that's good. And one thing you can really see in Worthing, 5-6 years ago, the kids playing outside were wearing the Man City shirts, Man United, and now actually kids wearing Worthing shirts when they're playing on the field. So, I think the club is making good steps forward. And
you're doing your bit to help the cause because you've got your own podcast as well.
Yeah, I'm doing a podcast with James East and then Spencer Webb. It's called The Rebel Yell. We do that every month. It's always the same format. We got both managers from the men's and the women's team, always one or two players. And we just talk about how we see the football. Not that we have lots of knowledge, but we see it from a fan point. And, hopefully we entertain people with it. And people seem to like it, so we keep doing it.
You don't need the experts, do you? You just need the passion first and foremost.
Yeah, it's just, I think football is for the fans. And, and I think because we are fans, we're not linked to the club. We're part of the supporters association.
Yeah.
Sometimes we can ask a bit more difficult questions as well. To players and managers. And the club is always very good. We got the CEO, Keith Mitchell, comes regularly on board. Barry Hunter, the chairman, is quite always happy to speak to us. So, yeah, I think we've got a good relationship. And, it's nice to talk with your mates about football. And even though the three of us watch a game, we've got three different opinions at times.
Absolutely.
I think that's what it's all about.
All right, so you're going for a 1-0 win today. And I think you've still got the ice skating rink in place in Worthing until the end of next month. So you can go for an ice skate as well.
You can still go for an ice skate before the game or after the game, maybe after the game to celebrate with a nice hot chocolate.
There you go. Perfect day out. Jacco, thank you so much. Enjoy the game later and wrap up.
I will wrap up very warmly and I would say, come on the Rebels.
Good man. Nice to speak to you. Jacco Mulder there, who's a Worthing FC fan, and also he's got his podcast called Rebel Yell. It's 10 minutes to 10.
This is the Rebel Yell podcast.
Why are you street waffling with other people?
You're cheating on us.
I wasn't cheating. I thought you knew all about this. I got asked by Jack, head of media, if I wanted to do it.
Cheating on us with the BBC, Auntie Beeb of all people. I mean, you could tell. We were just saying, Spencer hasn't heard that yet. I've listened to it earlier when I edited it to put on the machine. But, first of all, he thought it was an away game, and he's done his research, hasn't he? Bless him.
No, he said you're going to the home game, Worthing Torquay, and then he thought I was a Torquay.
Yeah.
But I got told by the person who I spoke to first that he doesn't know anything about football, the presenter. So
sounds it, because I'm sure after football, all we want to do is go ice skating after a football game.
Threw your big curveball there.
That was a massive curveball, but...
And then he couldn't even remember it was Horsham who played Torquay in the FA Cup a few years ago, and he was down there, for God's sake.
But it was so Partridge, so sort of like BBC Norwich. It's like, thanks for talking about Worthing. Here's Phil Collins. He'd love it.
But he plugged the podcast. So if you are a new listener, because Jacco has plugged the Rebel Yell podcast, welcome to our street waffling, which is better than the BBC street waffling. It isn't advert free because we got MK Window Clean, Bryce Jones Electrical sponsoring us, but we'll take that, won't we, chaps?
Yeah, no, well done, Jacco, really good.
No, sounded good. Right, without further ado, I think we should listen to Haighy. Haighy's got his usual roundup for the lads.
Hi guys, Haighy here doing my regular update. I think since when I did my update last, I think we've done really, really well, to be fair. And defensively we've looked really solid. I think we've kept I think it might be 5 clean sheets since. Defensively we've looked really, really good. And we've picked up a lot of points. I think we've picked up, I think it might be 14 out of 18 in the league, which is obviously a great return. And looking to build on that, even with that, there are some points that I think we've left out there. Eastbourne at home, 0-0. I think we obviously should have won the game. So that's definitely one. I think we look really, really good. And the only thing that I think that we need to look at is scoring more goals. And as I record this message, we've just gone and beat Torquay 5-1, which was obviously a fantastic result for us. Mo scoring a hat-trick and us looking really threatening, particularly in the first half. I think in general, really, really good, really positive. It's down to us now to make sure that we dominate games from start to finish and create more chances like we have done today. But yeah, I mean, obviously we got the fortunate bit of luck in the FA Trophy, and we've taken that. We'll take that bit of luck and we'll sort of grab that at both hands and try and move forward in that competition. At the minute, we're in the last 16 of the Sussex Senior. We're in, I don't know what round it is in the FA Trophy, potentially the quarterfinals. And now we're 4 points off top, so everything's really positive. Really looking forward to the rest of the season, and me personally, I've been really happy with how I've been doing. So onwards and upwards, up the Rebels.
This is the Rebel Yell podcast.
Well, I think Haighy we can say he's massively come on in the last month or so. He's fantastic.
As we're listening back to that, we're literally discussing. I think Haighy's been absolutely fantastic the last few games. He's pulled off some fantastic saves and
kept us in the game.
And as he says as well, we've improved so much defensively. It's really good to see.
Yeah, I agree. I have to say, he's. I haven't been to as many games over the Christmas period as I'd like to have been, but from what I've seen of him, he's been fantastic. Jacco, what are your thoughts on Haighy?
Oh, I think Haighy improved massively. I think he had, last month had a few wobbles. I think he'll admit it himself. But I think when he took a shot from right out of the air, it was amazing. And I think he's been brilliant. And not only keeping the balls out, but also I think his distribution. It led to the Mo Farr first goal as well on Saturday. His distribution has been really good. So yeah, I think he's been very good.
Well, he's a key part of the team, and joining us through the wonder of technology, Agi, are you there?
I am.
It worked. It worked. And Jacco's still on the line, aren't you, Jacco?
I am.
Oh, wow. Good old Apple technology. Not sponsored by Apple, but if you want to sponsor us, we're happy to take sponsorship. How are we doing, Agi?
Yeah, I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
Yeah. I bet you're on cloud 9 after Saturday.
Yeah.
Hesitation.
This is where I go from here. But it should have been 7 or 8.
Yeah.
Well, it could have been 8 in the first half, but no, it's without sounding too dour about it though, it just makes me even more frustrated when I think of some of the points we've dropped from certain games when we can do that to Torquay and Bournemouth and Dorking, but we found ways to drop points in other games, but. It's good for the group in terms of like a benchmark. If we can do that to Torquay, then we should be able to do that to most teams.
Do I sense that might be a sort of Eastbourne summary there in your sort of comments there?
I mean, against Eastbourne, it's a different game, and they were set up differently to Torquay. I mean, they were more man to man, and And to sort of pose a different questions really, but I just think the chances that we missed against Eastbourne, they had a couple of really good ones early doors, and then I think we've had the better chances, and like when Nicky's nicked off the goalkeeper, you think got a score, and Cash has had a chance, and Mo's had a chance, and it just makes you think, well, I'd rather the goals from Torquay be spread across a couple of games, and we've got 2 wins rather than a win and a draw.
But 4 points out of 6 over the Christmas period ain't that bad, is it? I mean, from a fan's point of view anyway, I can see where, you wish it had been a little bit more spread out, as you say. But, I certainly would have taken that. Could have been a completely different story.
Yeah, I mean, but like we said in the lead up to it, it was the Enfield and the St Albans games that I looked at and was a bit worried about because you're never quite sure what Worthing is going to turn up. Whereas for the obviously the big games against the sort of teams that we're directly competing with, what you're going to get from the players. And I think you can see that with the even with the Eastbourne Borough game. I mean, they're full time and they're incredibly well resourced. And I mean, with the greatest respect, they blow us out of the water in terms of the resources they have. So even though perhaps that to watch, they weren't the best or the most eye-catching team. They're still full-time and they're still a team that's up there. So frustrated we didn't win the game, but pleased that we've got another point on the board. And again, from those big games against those sort of big rivals, we've got what was expected.
Yeah,
but Agi, sorry, Agi, what can you do about we play well against the top teams, but the one teams below us? How can you make sure the right Worthing turn up?
A lot of it's to do with consistency and obviously the type of player we've got, where we've got a relatively inexperienced group. I mean, we've obviously added to it with Parts, which was a big reason why we wanted to bring him in. But in terms of like players that have been involved in teams that have like 50 games year in, year out and have won stuff, we've only got 2 or 3. So I think obviously going through a bit of pain short term hopefully helps us longer term in terms of learning from some of our mistakes. And I hate to admit it, but the fact that we're part time is a real sort of challenge for us versus the full time teams, because the issues that you get, or the issues around consistency, you would iron an awful lot of them out through being in the building 4 or 5 times a week rather than like twice a week. So, I mean, I'm quite close with the Eastbourne Borough manager, and over the Christmas period, they've had nearly 15 training sessions versus we've had 3. So wow. It's one of those things, and you're sort of trying to bridge the gap as best you can, but there are some challenges which make it quite difficult. And what's more frustrating is you feel like you know the solutions, but you obviously can't address it as fast as you would like. So like we can't go full time halfway through the season. And again, there's part of me just thinks, Jesus Christ, if we were full time and having the same contact with the players that Bournemouth, Torquay, Borough, even Chelmsford. I mean, Chelmsford are in 4 days a week. If we were having the same sort of contact as these guys, I'd be quite excited about what we could maybe be producing now.
Yeah, but Agi, that's massive credit to you, your team, and the players. That we're where we are and the way we're performing at the moment. On that basis, I know you don't like taking the credit, but credit where credit's due.
Well, it was saying actually that Parts said after he said it to Nathan, and Nathan told me about it tonight, and I thought I hadn't looked at it like. He said we're probably the highest placed or the best part-time team in the country.
Yeah.
And
when you think of it like that, yeah, it's true.
And when he said that, I thought, well, actually, like he's probably all the teams in the league above us at the minute are full-time or hybrid. And then I look at, obviously, National League North. There's a lot of teams there that have now gone full-time. The whole of National League, apart from Woodside, are full-time. Wildstone a hybrid, so they're sort of days and nights. You sort of think, well, actually, like it does. That's quite puts things into perspective. But you know what I'm like. I just get frustrated because I just think I want to win more. I want to try and win the league this season. I want to try and like get it done now. And I look at what we can produce against Boreham Wood and Torquay, these full-time teams. I just think, Jesus Christ, if we could. What could we be doing? That's my sort of feeling.
You've mentioned Parts a couple of times. Yeah, what a signing he's been. He's really come in and solidified things at the back. And, you know, our defensive performances lately have really taken a step up.
Yeah, he's just been there and done it, and I don't think you can put a value on that. I mean, I know when we signed him, I do look at some of the comments, and I quite like it. I think, well, yeah, almost like I think now we'll see, because I think it was a surprise because it's not as headliner a signing as perhaps other teams have made, but I think it's quite logical. I mean, he's a centre midfield player. Like, that's where he's played the majority of his time. He's obviously physically very, very big and powerful, so he ticks that box from a centre back perspective, and obviously having a background as a midfield player, he can still play the way that we want to try and play. But equally, he's been around the block and he's experienced, and I just think with the group that we've got, that's sort of invaluable, especially with Kano leaving, and he is like a proper older head. You know, you get some experienced players, not mentioning names, but still get sent off for silly tackles or that. Like you get some player like, but whereas Parts is like proper, like been there, done it, knows the game like the back of his hand, manages other people around him. So yeah, I mean he's had a really big impact. Yeah. We're having a joke in house at the minute. We'd love to see a race full length of the pitch between Parts, Alfie Young and Glenn Ray. We think that would be the slowest race in the history of football.
That'd be like when they used to have the mascot race.
Oh, yeah. So that's the one thing we need to work on with him, definitely.
But you say that, though, but I think I read the comments from St Albans fans who are quite happy to see the back of him. Yeah. But I think he is so calm on the pitch. He doesn't get flustered. He's so calm. And, I think he really impressed me. He impressed me, especially with his experience, how he puts his body and he stops people playing and just very calm on the ball.
That was a big thing for us. Is obviously we see it against Gosport and Dorking, and we've seen it in a few games where we've panicked later on in the game, and it's almost like we're scared to go and win a game, and that sort of calm and composure in sort of the pressured moments. Obviously, for like a lot of the lads, they haven't been there, and ultimately, like they're the ones that have been there. They've actually failed in those moments. Like as ruthless and as horrible as that might sound, like the past experiences have been like the playoff final last year. Like it's gutting. But whereas Parts has been in those situations and those pressured moments, sort of hundreds of times. So. To have that on the pitch, being able to manage the situation and communicate and organise and talk to other people, that's invaluable. And it's helped. Like Glenn Ray, for example, it's great for Glenn because it's given him another senior player to bounce off. And I think that's one big thing that Parts is doing is improving the level of the players around him, and which is when I sort of tried to justify it to the board, like, are we bringing in a 24-year-old from a team in the relegation zone? It was around not only will he add value in terms of his own level, but I think he'll help the wider group, and Touchwood has done that.
But you mentioned Glenn Ray. I think personally, the last couple of games, he has improved a lot, and I thought on Saturday he was brilliant, Glenn Ray, especially that pass for the second goal. What a ball that was. Yeah,
definitely. Yeah, Glenn's. I know he's not everyone's cup of tea, but like. It's getting a bit cheesy, but every orchestra needs a bass drummer. Do you know what I mean? He's sort of heads it, kicks it, boots it, and smashes it up in the air. And like you see against Dorking when you watch the game back, like it was a real. I didn't appreciate it at the time, but there was a real intent from Dorking to be physically quite, almost try and bully us.
And what noticed that?
Well, but you know, watching the game back, I at the time I didn't realise it, but then watching it back, you could see there was a lot going on off the ball.
I was sorry, I was being sarcastic, by the way.
No, but it was. Whereas Glenn, you noticed it as well. Glenn was the one in the mix of it that was like giving it back and sort of standing up to it a little bit and almost give us that nasty, more streetwise edge that I think we need in this sort of period of time where it's not necessarily just about smashing teams 5-1. Obviously, it would be great if it was, but in those sort of gutty moments where you need to dig in, I think Glenn's has been massively important for us, and I think he's only going to get better as well. I think Glenn knows, because obviously with Kano going, it's pretty clear who's going to be playing in the middle of our midfield. It's going to be Glenn +1. So, and I think that helps in terms of he knows it's on him now, and we need him to deliver. And I think he will thrive under that sort of expectation.
I was going to say, Agi, that the thing is Kano going, as you've quite said before, he's a massive, massive part of the club, and he's going to be a huge loss. It must be such a bombshell halfway through the season when you're sort of starting to bed in, the team's starting to click to sort of fill that gap almost.
Yeah, I mean, I sort of sometimes probably don't realise the amount of sort of curveballs we've had to deal with, and it's often somebody from the outside that sort of says, bloody hell, like, you're doing all right, actually. Like, obviously, with 70+ goals going in the summer, Brad going late, obviously 7 away games, like, Kano going, you just think, Jesus, and it's one of those things you think, I must have done something wrong in another life, because you think, Christ, like, but it's, I don't know, I'm a big believer everything happens for a reason. That's what I sort of try and sort of my outlook on things. And like Kano is an absolute, how you fill that void is difficult. But literally in the changing room on his last game, we said no, it's up to somebody else to stand up. And we sort of opened up to the group and gone, then there's the opportunity, you got to take it. And I think we will find a leader in the group on top of what we already know, like Joel. I think Joel Colbrand's been absolutely immense since he's come back into the side. And, he's leading by example. I think Spongy is getting better and better. I think Spongy's better deeper. I think we'll be able...
Sorry, Agi, I was going to mention that on Saturday against Torquay, Jack seemed to be dropping deeper a lot more than he previously has, and sort of starting to sort of fill in that role a little bit, taking on a bit more responsibility.
100%. Yeah, that's it. And he's one of the sort of ones that we sort of think maybe could emerge as that leader to try and sort of. Again, he'll lead in a different way to Kane, but in terms of on and off the pitch, because he's a great character, or as you guys know, like he talks really well, and he's got a great football brain. And what he's done as well, he's got himself incredibly fit. He's lost weight. He's able to get around the pitch more, and I think that's had a real positive impact on his performances. But what it does, it just goes to show that the National League South team of the week and all that sort of stuff, because they do it all on stats and goals. And Sponger at the start of the year was in there every other week, wasn't he, for his free kicks? But I thought he was actually pretty average early on in the season, whereas in the last sort of 6 weeks, I think he's been excellent, and he's got nowhere near the team of the week. It just sort of goes to show that there's some things you sort of can't necessarily put in.
You can't measure.
I think Spongy's been brilliant for us.
No, 100%. Before we let you get on with your evening, mate, I was going to say, obviously, earlier on in the month, sorry, not in the month, last year, earlier on in December, we had that disappointing loss to Gosport on penalties, which was, I think, I think that laugh sums it up, because I think we all felt like that, a very frustrating game as a fan. And we had a reprieve. Some ways you got to feel sorry for Tunbridge in some ways, because obviously the player was ineligible against them. Whether the FA made a cock up of that, which is no surprise here. This is an unofficial podcast. It's not an official podcast, so don't be sending any fines to Worthing, please. But I would say, we absolutely smashed Torquay on Saturday, which is an understatement. And to be honest, it's a huge statement for the league challenge and title challenges, what way you're going. But to be drawn against Rochdale Stockton, you must be happy with that draw. 3 wins away from Wembley. What are your thoughts on it?
First and foremost, I think Tunbridge are really unlucky. And I think the fairest outcome would be us have played Tunbridge.
I think a lot of people agreed with that, to be fair.
Yeah, I think that would have been, because I know a couple of people at Tunbridge and I can imagine they're frustrated. But this is what I mean. I think everything happens for a reason. Like, you couldn't write it. So I just think, I'm great that we've obviously progressed in the competition in the manner that we did. And to be honest, any game at home, I really look forward to. I think where we've sorted ourselves out and we've sort of found a better balance in the team, and we've found our way as a team. Because I think early on the season we had a lot of the ball but weren't aggressive enough and weren't looking forwards enough, and it was a bit passive and it was boring to watch, to be honest. Whereas I think as we've developed and we've become more aggressive in the way that we play, we're still possession based. We're playing forwards quicker, and I think we've probably got the supporters a little bit more excited about what we're doing. And I think since really the Maidstone game, where we sort of went, well, we can't have that again. I think we've managed to make Woodside a difficult place to come. So I don't know, I really fancy any game at home, and I genuinely believe that as well. I think the deeper we go into the competition, the more it suits us, because I think the more the other teams are going to come at us. And I think if teams go toe to toe, I think we're better equipped to deal with that than teams that drop off.
Yeah, but that was the difference with the Torquay game on Saturday, wasn't it? It was really surprising to see a team turn up at Woodside who set up looked like they're giving it a go and were quite open at the back, should I say?
Yeah. Well, it's funny. I don't know how much I should say, but we fancied it before the game because we looked at Torquay and their shape and their formation. They played like a back four and a similar setup in terms of their pressing strategies, what West Ham do, and that's why we went with 2 up top against Torquay, because we thought, well, if they're going to adopt a similar approach, obviously they've been on a great run, top of the league. Why would they change for us? We thought they'd go the same way as Western, and obviously against Western I think that was probably our second best performance of the season at Western at home after Torquay. So we felt that we really fancied it, and I think, like, for example, obviously York are out of it now, and they've, as an example,
that would have been a dream tie, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but if we were playing a York, like, I know Hinch plays a back four, so I would look forward to that game, because I think certain setups and opposition strategies sort of like styles make fights, and I think the challenge for us is to keep sort of trying to develop and improve our way of playing against the back five and breaking down a bit of a block. Yeah. Whereas in the trophy, I think we'll keep going deep into it, more likely to play National League teams. And I think National League teams, obviously, they'll come to Woodside now, just go, well, we should beat these, they're in the league below. And I think that really suits us.
Yeah, I agree. Couple of departures. Obviously, Kane's gone. We've touched on that. Harrison Smith was recalled and signed permanently for St Albans. A bit disappointed that didn't really work out for us.
I was very disappointed. So with Harrison, but the problem is whenever he scored or looked like he was getting remotely fit, he then broke down with an injury or illness or concussion, and it just felt so disjointed. I mean, if we could have extended the loan in terms of like financially and we could sustain that, then I think perhaps we would have done. But because for whatever reason, like it just meant it was difficult, and because it does leave us light in forward areas. I know that. So that's frustrating, but perhaps it gives us an opportunity to do something else with another option, or like we saw on Saturday, you got Dylan Walter in the academy, who's a very good centre forward who could potentially fill the gap. I just think for us, where we're so close, I think we're genuinely, chaps. I think we're so close to being a team that can go and win the league. And I do feel like we need another centre forward. I do believe that, because Temi won't score 15, 20 goals, but what Temi will do is he'll help others score goals.
Yeah, 100%.
Absolutely.
Mo he scores in bunches, so he'll score 6 goals in 3 games, and then we'll go 3 games without scoring. And we need that centre forward that is going to score in a 2-1 win against St Albans. Do you know what I mean? Like the centre forward
get you the goals that make a difference.
Yeah, so it scores, one goes in off his arse against Eastbourne Borough and you win 1-0. That's what we need. So, and I think that having that could go a long way to help bridging the gap to where we're part-time and others are full-time. Because you see it like Bournemouth buying players. You see it, Torquay have bought 3 players in the last 6 weeks. You go, like Dorking have just brought in another player, extended loans, and we have our way of doing things, but you do think, there's an opportunity here. We're 4 points off top. We're so close.
So you're a busy man at the moment, then.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, we're speaking to a few people, but it's just one of them. You go, we want it to be the right one.
Yeah.
I know it sounds really obvious, but I don't want to gamble. Like we could take another gamble, like a loan from the EFL, and it might pay off. But I don't think we need that. We need sort of someone that you can hang your hat on and go, I know that when the ball drops from they're going to score. But the problem with that is if they're proven, it's then money.
Yeah. Well,
and
yeah.
It is. Yeah.
Well,
that's a whole new conversation.
Hopefully we can see a new face that's going to get your man. You've already got your man a couple of times this season. Let's hope you get that third time lucky or something like that. And we look forward to seeing it. Good luck at the weekend against Hornchurch. And we look forward to seeing you back on the Rugby Yell podcast next month.
Cheers, Agi.
Nice one, James. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Cheers, Agi. Take care.
Aggie. This is the Rebel Yell podcast.
Yeah, good, honest conversation there from Agi. Fantastic chat as usual. There's a new face coming soon, guys, by the sounds of it. Hopefully in the right one, not just a one.
Well, I've said it before. I trust Agi. He'd bring the right players in. I think he proved it to us. He can bring the right players in for the club. So, and it's always a gamble if you bring somebody in. But let's trust Agi and his management team.
Yeah, and let's not rush into things. We are at a real key point in the season now, getting ready for the run-in, and we want everything set up right.
Yeah, and I think, as we mentioned there, one of the big losses is losing Kane Wills. We managed to catch up with him before he boarded his flight to Dubai on Saturday's game, New Year's Day's game against Eastbourne, and we spoke to Kane. So here's our little chat with Kane. Right, for the last time and the third time, I think the most recurring guest on the podcast, Mr. Kane Wills, has decided to hang up his boots. It's the new year. You're leaving us, mate. What's going on?
Yeah, well, sorry about that for the listeners, firstly, the third time having to listen to my voice. But yeah, it's been, what a journey. From coming back here, where there maybe wasn't the best feeling towards me.
You mean the one day you came back just for the team photo and then left us again?
Yeah, oh God, yeah, that was the...
Mr. Mark Whitehand.
Yeah, that was the talking time. That was a bad one, actually, yeah. But, through thinking, then coming back and being a good 3 years, and, it's been, what a journey, what a club.
I mean, you're going to Dubai, and we just had a laugh on the bar. I mean, you look at your last game playing for Worthing. You look at the weather. Have you looked at the weather in Dubai right now? What's the temperature out there right now?
Yeah, it's 25 and sun. So.
Awful, wasn't it? Well, we thought it'd be quite good because us three weren't around the first time we played for the club, but we got Bigsy on. Bigsy, come over, Bigsy. So you said you maybe didn't get the best welcome back. But Bigsy, I have to say, was quite excited to see you, weren't you, mate, coming back at the club?
Yeah, of course I was. To say, I will be put my hands off and say I was one of those guilty persons that slated you when you went to Eastbourne last time round. it was a game we came to see. Well, obviously, Worthing came to play you, and you probably got booed for like 190 minutes rather than just 90 minutes. That's it, with the inflatable snakes. Yeah. Yes, so I will apologise for that now, but I think all's been forgiven there, and the rest of the lads behind the goal, I think they're all going to miss you big time.
No, and that was, I still remember that day. We were just laughing about it in the change room, actually, before I come up here, about the inflatable snakes, and a lot of the lads didn't know that story. Mm-hmm. But then, I walked round, and certainly this half of the pitch after the game, and singing my name, and just unbelievable.
How are you feeling emotionally at the moment? It must have been mixed emotions, not only just football, but also uprooting the whole family and taking them to another country. It's not far away, but it's still a big move for you. So what's the feelings at the moment?
Yeah, it is. And I mean, both me and my wife, we've grown up and we've never moved more than half a mile away from our family home. And now we're choosing to move thousands of miles away. So we know it's not going to come without its challenges, but we're really optimistic about it, and just a great experience to try something new, different culture, different place, a little bit more sun, which is really nice after I thawed out from today. But no, I would be lying if there wasn't some nerves, especially at giving up the football, because for me, it's all I've ever known. And going to a life without having that release that you're going to get on a Tuesday night, a Thursday night and a Saturday, that'll take some adjustment. So I might have a midlife crisis, and if I do, I'll probably come back.
So you're not thinking of sticking your boots on when you're out in Dubai?
Sure, you'd make the Super League, whatever it's called out there.
I don't know.
You'd be straight in the squad.
Yeah.
I have seen a game in Abu Dhabi, and trust me, you'd definitely be in the squad, mate.
No, I mean, funny enough, I have had like a bit of an offer out there, but it's not something I'm at all thinking about. For me, it's more family. Let's go, let's settle, let's really enjoy it. So I think I'll be leaving the boots at home, and my wife's very happy with that.
I bet you'll settle them 6 months. Come the summer, he's like, right, I need to get my boots back on again. Yeah,
she'll kill me if that happens. but never say never. But it's not on the plans.
Well, I'm thinking after what happened to you at Dorking last week, I think she'd kill you even more. Like, we have to touch on that. Yeah, your former club. I know you're not trying to throw anyone under the bus, but you must have felt quite. And I know Mark's reached out personally to apologise for you, and he said how disappointed you are in Briggs doing that. But that's not football, in our opinion. I think that was one of the most disgusting things I've seen. So, especially that this player had an incident similar to him himself, and he knows you. You must have felt almost a bit like hurt by that incident. Almost like, what are you doing, mate?
Well, during the game, I thought it was quite innocuous, because you don't really have a understanding of the timing between sort of when I kick the ball out of play and when the push happens. But during the game, I thought, I've just got a toe on it and he's leaned on me and I'm off balance and stuff. And it's when you see it back that you realise it's not great. No. Like it's not a good one, but it's not football. But I can understand that how I don't think he's gone to push me. That's clear. But I don't think he's meant for what's happened to happen. And I'm just lucky, mate, that I hit a nice bit of the advertising boards and they've just come out of a cut.
Had a bit of flexibility.
Well, we've seen it happen. Look at what happened to the player at Bath. You've seen it happen to him, and you just worry that. I mean, I think it's going to take something for, like, even here, you don't really want to hit that. You thank God they've got enough advertising here, but with some clubs that don't have advertisement, you have to worry about them. But, it could have delayed your trip out there, and that must have also been a little worry as well. Like, God, bloody hell.
Well, oh, definitely. Especially at first, I couldn't open my left eye, and you're seeing all the lads around you, like, trying to get people on quick. You think, bloody hell, how bad is it? It was a nice little leaving present as I got out there. So,
yeah, but like you said to me in the message, after the 3 points.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah. That's all that matters. We got the 3 points.
So this is a sort of full circle for you, finishing your career playing in the National South versus one of your old teams. Couldn't have really written it better. I bet you would have wished we'd had a goal or two to sort of seal it, and maybe you take the winning penalty at the end. Was it in your dreams?
Not the winning penalty. I'd have taken it. I'd have taken it if we were 3 up. Then I think I said to Cash, I'll maybe have that one. But no, it would have been lovely to have got a win. And I thought I had an opportunity first half when me and Cash went through, but the pass was a bit in front, wasn't it?
We were wondering if you were going to have a go. We had a free kick right at the end that Cash had on the left outside the box, and you rang him back. We were like, hang on, is this going to get rolled over? And you just sort of running onto it.
No, I'd like to think after this many years, I'd like to think I've known my limits. And outside the box shooting has never really been one of them.
So what have your memories been, being obviously back at Worthing? We've had a pretty good time back here, haven't we? You've made a National League playoff final. We've made the semi-finals. You've you've settled in really nicely. You said all sort of things in the past have been forgiven, and you know, I think not one fan would argue and say you'll be sorely missed and you're going to be really hard to replace. And I think that's a testament to you. But what are you going to sort of miss about being here?
Yeah, everything. You know, in terms of the fans, obviously we've got a great connection, and how well we've done, and we've been very fortunate that we've had more good days than bad days. The bad days that we've had have been quite bad days in terms of the feeling that you've been left with after the game and after the playoffs. But we've progressed so much, haven't we, on the pitch, off the pitch, and it's plain to see that this club's only going to go one way, and that's what's hard to leave, is that you know that success is coming. You just don't know quite when, but it's going to be coming soon, that's for sure.
Yeah, no, I think, you know, I'm sure you'll be watching from afar. I don't know if dodgy sticks in Dubai are a thing, but I don't know if you'll be able to get the National League out there somehow. There'll probably be something on beIN Sports or something when they're out there.
Something on that. You might run the risk of getting your hands chopped off.
Yeah, actually, no illegal. Do not do anything illegal out there. No, don't do anything illegal. And I don't know what a dodgy stick is. Do any of you guys? I've never heard of it before. But guys, anything else from you before we let Kane go?
You can always tune into Pete Vale on the radio and listen to him.
I personally wouldn't if I was you, but you know, no, I love you, Pete, really. But you know.
I'd like to think I've got something better to do on my weekend.
See, it says it himself, Pete. You don't have a go at me, but that is Kane.
No, I love you, Pete.
I just want to say, you know, thanks for everything, and I think, you know, you've been amazing for us, and I think your attitude, I have 10 plays of you any day in the pitch, and it's not because you're here. I said it all along, but you're a senior player, experience-wise, senior age-wise. I'm sorry, but you run around in the pitch like you're 20 years old. You know, and just for me, that's all I want from a player. But so, thank you very much, mate.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, on and off the pitch, an absolute leader.
Yeah.
And wish you absolutely all the very best.
And we always loved having you on the podcast, and thank you, be so taking your time to speak to us out of your own time, personal family time. And we look forward to seeing what the future holds for you. And maybe one day you can come back and watch it. No, I wouldn't give up Dubai, to be fair. I wouldn't. No, I would come back. I'm sure you'll be back anyway to visit, won't you? And I'm sure you'll try and fit a game in. Yeah,
100%. Thank you, lads. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Kane. Good luck, and I wish you the very best. Cheers.
This is the Rebel Yell podcast.
I'm not crying. You are. We're going to miss him, aren't we? He's such a top guy. And we should have got him a special prize because he's been on the podcast the most out of any of them, I think, out of any player since we started this podcast, I think. Three times?
Out of sympathy.
Yeah. Well, he shouldn't have buggered off then, should he? Can we replace Kane Wills? We spoke to Agi about it. What do you guys think? I think Partington is a good senior player replacement, but can we replace someone with his skill and tenacity?
I think that's a very hard question. It's the same question. Could you replace Ollie? You know, I don't think you never can find a like-for-like player again. But we can find somebody else, or we might have somebody already at the club who can play that role Kane played. So, you know, yeah, it's a good thing he's going, and I don't think we should get hung up about getting a new Kane Wills, because that's not going to happen.
No.
But somebody who can do the same job, potentially, yes.
It's like Jacco says, you're not going to find a like-for-like, but yeah, you know, we've got Partisans come in. He may step up into midfield. Glenn Ray, you know, he's already looks like he's stepping up, may step up. You don't know who else might fill in. And then it might just change Aggie's way of thinking of how he's going to play, how he's going to set up. And, you know, maybe taking away that little bit of responsibility down to one player in midfield and sort of spreading the load out as such.
100%. Well, Kane, he's on his fight. He's on his way. If you looked at social media this past weekend, he flew over to Dubai, I think, on Saturday or something. And you know, we wish him the very best. But I'm sure it won't be the last we've seen of him as a personal level. I'm sure he'll be visiting the summer pre-season game or something like that.
Future Worthing manager?
No, would you give up Dubai for Worthing? Sunny Dubai.
After Dubai,
maybe. He's not there. You never know. I could see him being a manager though. I could see he's got definitely the right charisma to be a manager.
Oh, I think he has.
Yeah. Anyway,
I agree with that.
Moving on, women's team, the history makers. Let's hear from Elle.
Hi Rebels, it's Elle from the women's first team, and I'm back again to give you an update on our games so far. As some of you may already know, we reached the third round of the Women's FA Cup, which is a massive achievement not only for us as a women's team, but for the club, as it's the first time in 137 years a senior team has reached this far in the FA Cup. We had a great run in the build-up games and then faced Exeter, who are a tier above us. The team played some amazing football, showed amazing togetherness and a huge fight, pushing Exeter to extra time. In mine and the team's opinion, we had clear penalty shouts, however, decisions just didn't go our way. The game ended 3-1. However, I could not praise the girls enough as this was an amazing performance and every single player done the club proud. After this tough defeat, we had one more game before the Christmas break. We took on Southampton at home after a long run of away games. We once again played some great football with lots of opportunities for goals. We collected the 3 points with the game ending 3-1. It was a great way to head into the Christmas break. I hope all you Rebels had an amazing Christmas and New Year, and I'm looking forward to seeing you all again on the 6th of January when we take on Portishead in our first game of the new year. I look forward to updating you next month on our wins.
This is the Rebel Yell podcast.
L with the facts there. Do you think she remembered 137 years? L with the facts. Great. They put it right with those 2 wins against Southampton and then yesterday against Portishead. I mean, but to take Exeter to extra time was a fantastic achievement.
What an achievement.
I mean, I think we went 1 up, didn't we? I think we were 1 up at one stage.
Yeah, I think we were.
We were. JC, were we?
Yeah.
JC's there.
Oh, hi, JC.
Hello, how you doing, guys?
Yes, the technology works again. Were you 1-0 up, mate?
We were 1-0 up, yeah.
Yeah.
We were 1-0 up, unfortunately. We were so close.
Yeah. Well, Happy New Year, mate. I hear you're under the weather today, so it's probably quite good you're not here in person because I don't want to get any cold. I've been trying to fight off colds and flus for the past month,
It's hitting the whole team, unfortunately. So.
Oh no!
Can I say Feliz?
A few of us with it.
Feliz Navidad y Nuevo Próximo Año.
No? It's a bit late. It's a bit late.
Yeah, there we go. You spent Christmas and New Year back home, didn't you?
Yeah, I spent a few days in Spain, and that was nice. So,
whereabouts in Spain were you again? I can't remember. Madrid, that was it.
Madrid. Yes, I was there. It was nice to be with my family, my friends for a few days. It was very good.
Then I've got to come back to England. I think it's the most depressing thought anyway when you come back on holiday.
I just came back and got sick. So.
Yeah, exactly. But you came back to a win against Portishead, a fantastic 4-1 away win on another long journey. A great start to the year.
Yeah, it was, to be honest. It was a good game. It was a good performance. We dominated the game from the start to the end. And even at some point we start losing. Unfortunate ball that they put on the box, and we just, it was a little deflection, and then the ball just get for one of their players and just to tap it in. But we react well, we play well, and we just came back. So now it was very positive game to start the year.
Yeah, fantastic. I was going to say though, we should have really started it right at the beginning of December. So how do you feel obviously after that Exeter game? Because you must have been nothing but proud of the girls.
Yeah, of course. I mean, we knew we could give them a good game. We could give them a challenge, and it's what we did. And obviously, we had a good game from our goalkeeper. But then second half, we take our chances. We were 1-0 up, and even with 1-0, I think for 5 minutes till the end, we hit the crossbar with an amazing shot. I think we hit the post in that one.
Yeah.
With an amazing shot. And then when we went just to extra time, I think it was a bit too much for us. And even with that, we hit the crossbar again in the extra time. So it was a game that definitely could come our way. And telling that and saying that against the team that is currently third in the division above is something very good for us.
It's amazing, JC. You and the girls should be so proud.
Yeah, definitely. Now we were gutted, and that shows how close we were, and that shows how the girls believe that we could make it. So yeah, no, we're very proud, and yeah, we have to try and go again next year. We know that we can give that level, so we need to keep pushing and keep improving to, for the next time that we got a game like that, just don't be too close, just win it.
Yeah, 100%. We're building it for next season because there's going to be other opportunities. You're still in one cup though, the Sussex Senior Women's Cup against New Haven. You got 4 home games on the trot, which is probably quite nice. I'm probably like us at some parts last season. You're sick of going down to the West Country, aren't you? Week in, week out.
Yeah, we have. We started in 2 weeks. Actually, we got the first game against New Haven, and then I think it's 3 games because I think this is quarterfinals and then it's semi-final and final.
You've got Bournemouth this Sunday. You got Bournemouth.
Bournemouth Sports this Sunday.
So you got that. So you ain't got 2 weeks off, mate. You better get your boots on Sunday.
New Haven in the Sussex Cup. No playing ineligible players this year, JC. I don't know if you're aware of what happened last year.
I am aware. They make me aware.
Yeah, make sure you get that right.
We were already looking into it. Yeah, they make me aware because obviously they were not happy about it. So now we make sure that it's not going to happen again.
Yeah, 100%. What's sort of any new faces going to be around the squad anytime soon, or are you pretty much done for any sort of transfer business this season?
At the moment, there is none. I think the last one that came in, it was Lily. That came from NK Dons, but it's been with us for a couple of games now.
Yeah.
But apart from that, no. At the moment, it's no news. No one coming in. No one going out either. So I think
even better. Nobody losing.
Yeah, I think we good. We're good at the moment. Obviously, if we bring someone, it has to be to help us to improve. I hope no one goes. So
yeah, it's such a good group that you've got at the minute, isn't it? Sort of on and off the pitch.
It is. Yeah, they work really hard. They're all really, really good girls. And even this weekend, yesterday, for example, as I told you guys, the flu is hitting us. It's another 3 players with it. So we were a bit low in numbers yesterday, and obviously a long journey, so we were a bit worried about that. And we went there and won the game the way we did it. It just shows the character and the resilience that they have. So, yeah, the group is amazing.
Excellent.
Well, you were saying, I mean, when we had Izzy and Eleanor at the podcast last month, that you could just tell like the camaraderie and, it's starting to get that real Worthing way. John and Kelly did a great job in making sure, like the men's team, like Adam Hinchelwood did, and obviously what Aggie's doing now, building a good rapport, and you can just see on the pitch, and it's working well.
Yeah, no, I think so. I think every game we're playing better as well, and we are dominating the game more. We're playing more the way we want. So I think we just need to keep building on that for the rest of the year and what we have left. So I'm sure we still have a few good games to come. Obviously, with the Sussex Cup, I think we need to be ambitious and we need to go and try to win it. So I hope we have still a few good games ahead and we can show what we have.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, JC, thank you very much. Once again, Happy New Year. We look forward to it. So we'll see you at the game on Sunday and up the Rebels and continue the great run.
Yeah, get well soon.
Yeah. Thank you, guys.
Take care,
Good
JC.
luck. Thank you, and speak to you soon. Thank you.
This is the Rebel Yell podcast.
Fantastic there from JC. The girls are just, they come back from that defeat and they're just
so impressive. They just go strength to strength.
You going to be there on Sunday, Jacco?
Not sure yet. Not sure. I'll try, but I'm not sure yet.
Maybe we'll see you there.
What Jack is doing.
Sounds like he may be struggling to get a team together.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want a flu taking the squad apart, and especially at this time of year. But yeah, no, good luck for the girls for the rest of the month. We've got Bournemouth Sports at home this weekend, New Haven in the Sussex Women's Cup in a couple of weeks, and Bridgewater after that, and then Portishead, I think, so 4 in a row. So get down there, support the women. It's great seeing. There's a couple of milestones coming up, milestone presentation that will be made on Sunday's game against Bournemouth Sports. Guys, a little bit more street waffling, I think, before we wrap it up. Did somebody say Jack? Get delivery like a G. So, have you, Jack Eats? Have you had anything to eat at a football ground that you've raved about? Dorking?
No, I had a sausage roll with Dorking. It was all right. Farnborough. Farnborough they did like a load of chips, and they were amazing. They were absolute amazing.
I had a burger. I had a burger at Dorking. It's maybe the worst thing I've ever eaten.
Sort it out, Mark White.
It was indistinguishable meat. I don't even know what it was.
Do you know what? I saw on one of those Facebook pages, you know how I'm bang on about my what was it? What have I called it? Seaside burger. That's it. There was a chippy dinner in a bun burger, and that looked amazing. It was like somewhere up north. Did you see it earlier?
I sent you one, and it was chips with curry sauce in half a hollowed out cob bread loaf.
Yeah, that looked good. Come on, Keith. Where's this Seaside burger? Come on, sort out the burgers. To be fair, I saw one of the comments against Torquay. They were moaning about the toilet facilities at the at the weekend, but they did say they did make some.
Toilet.
They had one toilet, which was a bit ridiculous. Come on, guys, sort it out. It's a bit unfair. I mean, I know they don't treat us well, but awake. But at least we have a whole load of toilets. You should have really had more than one toilet for them.
Well, they were lucky it wasn't raining on Saturday.
Yes, exactly. Got soaked. But, to be fair, they did say the pasties were really good. Fair play. You like the pasties here, don't you, Spence?
Like a pasty.
You do like a pasty. We've got a few shirts remaining for the Rebel Yell Two-Faced Twins. Just buy them. So we can stop banging on about them every opportunity. We like them. They're 20 quid still. We're doing New Year offer. It's been a Black Friday offer. It's been a Christmas offer. It's been a New Year offer.
We keep selling more, but I'm sure they're like gremlins and just keep re-multiplying.
Yeah, this is true. This weekend we're going to Hornchurch.
We are.
Spencer Station Services. Spencer Station Services. Spencer Station Services. Spencer Station Services. Spencer Station Services.
Yeah, that's enough.
No.
Yeah.
We haven't done Spencer Services for a while, have we?
Yeah, but it's been more car journeys and train journeys than motorways. And it would be the train again on Saturday.
But Spence, didn't somebody beat you to it? The Dole Men group on Facebook or something?
Yeah, there's a calendar of services.
Yeah. I've seen this on Dole Men's group. There's service station calendar. Yeah,
but we know
there's also a calendar of the I can't remember which one it is now. It's one of the motorways near Manchester. There's a calendar that's just dedicated to that one motorway.
Yeah, I think to be honest, we might put it into the Weatherspoons, and we could do Spencer's Weatherspoon carpets. That could be the next one.
Well, we'll be visiting
I'm sure we'll go
an establishment or two on Saturday. So,
Jerry said apparently it's a right Spit and Sawdust pub opposite Upminster Station that we'll probably end up in. So I'll be interested to see. WFCSA, we had our committee meeting tonight, and we're going to be doing half-price membership for the rest of the season now. So it's only £5 for adults, and if you'd like a kids membership with it, it's free with an adult. So come sign up if you haven't already. You're eligible for any remaining WFCSA travel loyalty scheme. We're not sure, but thanks for selling out the coach to Hornchurch, or the coach the minibus to Hornchurch on Saturday. All sold out, so thanks for supporting us. New charity as well, Spencer. Obviously, we're pleased to have voted in a new charity to support this year. A charity that's very close to, especially Gary and Nat, who are both on the committee. Their Hearts and Barnabas, the hospice that looks after families and terminal lives. So fantastic charity support. We'll get that all ironed out soon. But whenever you book a ticket on WFCSA Travel, I'm not sure if you knew, but a donation of that was made towards Worthing Food Foundation. They've been fantastic.
We'll be doing some fundraising on behalf of the Support Association as well. For
and we will continue doing the food drive. So next Christmas we will do, because thanks for everyone that donated, including those Gosport fans that brought a hell of a lot of food, which they didn't have to, and it was great to see. So great respect to you guys from Gosport. If you happen to be listening to this, we presented the cheque on the pitch before the game, £500 to Worthing Food Foundation, which was raised from the sale of shirts, the raffle at the podcast, and little bits and bobs here and there. So thank you. So from now on, when it's all set up, it'll be St Barnabas. We'll be benefiting from the ticket sales and any sort of future projects we do. So keep an eye on that. Let's go. Thank you to our sponsors, MK Window Cleaning, Price Jones Electrical. Gentlemen, a busy month ahead. I'm looking forward to Hornchurch away, proper away day, a naughty little away day. Weymouth, Chippenham away, which I'm going to. I think probably the only one of us that's going to that, aren't we? I don't think many people are going. I've just got a friend up in Swindon. I look forward to that. Maidstone at home, Boreham Wood. Probably do a double over them. And then Stockton or Rochdale in the FA Trophy, which will be the first weekend of February.
Well, yeah, lots of home games to look forward to, which is good. Lots of football, and like Aggies.
Makes a change.
Yeah, it's all coming back to us now, isn't it? After having all those away games at the start of the season, it's all coming back to us now with home games. But with our performances at home, fingers crossed.
And I think that the whole games are coming at the right time for us now.
100%. But having that FA Trophy as a home game, 3 wins away from Wembley, could we be walking down Wembley Way come April, May? That rhymes.
Who knows? Hopefully. Oh, he's so impressed with himself. You should see the smug face.
I love my machine. I love my machine. My love machine. Anyway, right. It's been a good podcast, guys, and I'm glad the technology worked, Jack. I haven't had to cut you off once. It's all worked fantastic. Thank you to Kane Wills for spending time after the game on New Year's Day to interview with us and say goodbye. Good luck for the future. Thanks to Elle and Haighy for their usual updates. Agi and JC for getting on, and once again, thanks to our sponsors, Price Jones Electrical and MK Window Cleaning. Gentlemen, thank you, guys.
Been a pleasure.
Look forward to seeing you. Are you going Saturday? Potentially. Enjoy your night in the old people's home. Hope there's not too many ghosts.
No, it's a care home.
Care home.
It's a care home. That's the official word.
I'll get cancelled if I say old people's home.
You do get younger people in care homes.
That's true. Very true. So it's a care home. I'll take that out. Stop making me feel bad now, Spencer. He's got a smug look on his face now, right?
He's smug now.
Yeah, he's smug now. Anyway, guys, thank you very much, and keep in touch with us at Worthing FCSA on social media and Rebel Yell WFCSA. For me, James, Spencer, and Jacco. Good night.
Cheers, guys.
This is the Rebel Yell podcast.